It wouldn't be an understatement to say that Sri Lanka's current economic situation remains at a near historic low. Sri Lanka's luck, you could say, could not be worse than it is right now. From terror attacks to a globe-stopping viral pandemic, any chance the island had to get itself back on its feet has simply been foiled by a series of unfortunate events. And right now, no one in Sri Lanka can detail the long laundry list of economic challenges Sri Lanka has dealt with in the past 2 years better than Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Ajit Niwad Cabral.
There has been sluggish growth, COVID pandemic, increase in non-performing loans, increase in central bank's treasury bill holdings, the reduction in the reserves, increase in the unauthorized remittance flows, stockpiling of imported goods, hostile international media reports, shortage of foreign currency, sharp depreciation of the rupee, concerns expressed regularly about debt sustainability, weakened revenues, unfavorable sovereign ratings, concerned consumers, SMEs having concerns, deterioration of confidence. All that is, I think, a reflection of the underlying situation in the country. Not only for us, I think it's there for lots of countries in the world.
Presenting his 6-month roadmap for macroeconomic and financial system stability today, Governor Cabral also took the opportunity to issue a call to all stakeholders to pull together during the current crisis in order to help the country navigate through the difficult economic currents.
It has to be a shared approach. It's like all of us are going in a boat in stormy seas. We all have to go in a certain disciplined manner. We have to move forward without rocking the boat, especially in times of turbulence. If you don't do that, it is likely that the boat would capsize. So if you want to keep the boat heading in the right direction and moving in the right direction, we got to all understand what the role of each stakeholder should be. We should accordingly move forward.
Meanwhile, the central bank governor also alluded to a latent lack of enthusiasm among exporters in repatriating their profits and converting part into rupees, as exacerbating an already precarious forex situation.
In the case of exporters, we find that the goods flow has taken place and that's duly recorded as exports, but the corresponding amounts that need to come in as cash flows have not materialized at the same levels. I have seen a few people getting a little excited that they are not hoarding any dollars, but they are actually repatriating and converting. That's what we really want. So if that is being done, there's absolutely no issue and we are all on the same page. It is only those who have not done that, there is a concern, because an export actually becomes an export only once it is realized in rupees in this country.
To this end, Governor Cabral also revealed plans to suggest to the government to revise the current tax system for exporters who continue to ignore the central bank's directives in this regard.
Request the government to tax profits of exporters at 28% and not 14%, where forex is not repatriated and converted, of course within the limits that have been specified.
In addition, he also announced measures to better help the central bank keep an eye on export inflows with the implementation of an international transaction reporting system. Following this, Governor Cabral also expressed the need to maintain a strong rupee rate based on the real effective exchange rate, pointing out that exporters have been reaping the benefits of a depreciated currency for long enough.
Sri Lankan rupee is at 200 rupees approximately to the dollar, but if you take the real effective exchange rate, it should have been about 168. So there is a pull of around 32 rupees, which is an advantage, which is a huge advantage to exporters. So I think there is no need for further depreciation of the currency. We should work within those parameters.
Further, he also called on licensed commercial banks to do away with the current multi-exchange rate system, which he reminded was a direct flouting of central bank directives.
We would stop the multi-exchange rates taking place in banks. We have seen some banks, they follow what is specified by the central bank, but we have been told that between exporters and importers, there are other transactions that also take place at different rates of exchange. We have in writing, I think the previous governor has mentioned that to the banking sector. We would like to see that being adhered to, and that those who do not adhere to, they'll be flouting a direction, and we wouldn't like to see that happening.
Governor Cabral also announced the scrapping of the cash margin deposit system for the importation of non-essential goods with immediate effect, and called on importers to act responsibly during the current period and import only what is necessary. In addition, he also called on banks to suspend parate repossession of lease assets up to 31st of March, urging them to resort to alternative methods to ensure continued payments.
කට උත්තර නැති වෙන්න කලින් සිග්නල් ඩීප් ක්ලීන් එකකට මාරු වෙන්න.